Hey everybody, it's Heather. Okay, so I'm gonna do a kind of does this work video. What I'm doing right now is boiling some water in a metal pan, and I have a bowl of crayons that I need to take the paper off, which is probably the hardest part. But I just picked like crayons that were broken. I didn't have very many. I probably have some hiding somewhere in a box, but then I picked colors that we commonly wouldn't use, or the tips were broke off. Just some old crayons, and then definitely grabbed the ones that were already peeled. That was the best. Now, for this, again, you'll need the hot water. Boil it. I'm still waiting for this to get a little hotter, but this will probably still work like this. Crayons, and then you need cotton balls, but I didn't have any. So I do have cotton squares, and what I did, they're just these little cotton squares. I shredded them, so I'm gonna make them into like little balls, or just grab a chunk. Then we're gonna dip it in this wax, and I'll shoot another video from there and show y'all. Okay guys, I'm back. So I just peeled all the crayons. There's probably maybe about 20 crayons in there. And then the water is heating pretty well. I did grab a plate, and then I'm gonna grab these tongs. And I'm just using your average kitchen pan. Crayons are non-toxic, so they're not gonna be harmful, and it'll come off pretty well. Just take like a paper towel and some soap water. So I just put the crayons in there. And what I'm doing is, I saw this on YouTube. This is a cheaper way to do a fire starter for your fireplace. Look at these colors, isn't it cool? I'm gonna let you guys watch it melt. And that you can hear the heat getting a little bit louder, so I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit because it looks like the colors are melting pretty good. Let's touch it. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna have to take a picture of that. Okay, so I took a picture because it looked so pretty. But it is getting hotter and hotter, so I'm turning down the water. I don't know why, it just seemed to get a lot hotter once I put the bowl in there. And then you don't want to over burn it. So I just want to melt all of them, and then I'm going to put the cotton balls in there. As I was saying, the fire starter, there's these little like blocks that you can buy, and then you light them and they instantly catch on fire. So hopefully these cotton balls will kind of replace that. I am being lazy to go to the store, and then also I'm being a little cheap. Again, I saw this on YouTube, and I love watching like nature, how to survive videos, or just things for like camping and stuff. We love to go camping and fishing and all that. We don't fish as much as we should or ever, but we definitely love to do it when we do. So I am still waiting for this wax to melt. For some reason it's taking longer, so maybe I turned down the temperature too low, even though it's still pretty hot. I bet if I put a cover on the top a little bit, it would, you know, trap some heat in there, but this is paper, so can't use that. Stir it around, no? Hard as a rock. Okay, so I will shoot a video here in just a minute once all this melts, and show you what it looks like on the cotton balls, and how much I can get out of like 20 candles in this little tiny bowl that I have here. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Some of the chunks was not melting, maybe because there's too much wax in there, so the more wax I take out, it'll heat up the rest of it. So I'm just grabbing a section, let me pull one off with my finger, and just dipping it in the wax. Of course this wax is ugly because I had, you know, different colors and dark colors for sure. I'm kind of wiping off the excess right here so I don't have too much, and I can do a lot of cotton balls. And I'm just plopping it like a big old yucky fur ball. So now the rest of the chunks are finally heating up. This looks really gross. This definitely is too much time. I think it definitely is too much time to do it, unless you just really don't have the money for it and you have an extreme amount of time, or you have a lot of crayons. This works out great. So I just wanted to try it. I know that's really weird, but yeah. So I'll show you guys how it will do in the fireplace in just a minute. Okay guys, I wanted to show you the cleanup. This is how many I got out of it. Not very many. Let's see if I can pick it up. Ew. That's gross. They haven't really dried all the way. Caca. Anyways, so that was the last cotton ball. We'll see how well that even lights without a bunch of wax compared to these that are just loaded. I'm anxious to see if they're just going to light on fire or if they're just going to melt or whatever, but maybe I put too much and you should leave more cotton. I don't know. I will show you guys, but I wanted to show you again the cleanup. It came off pretty well with just using the cotton while this was still in the hot pan. So now I can just clean it with soap and water with a paper towel and throw away the paper towels. Be sure not to, you know, rinse down a bunch of wax down the drain. So definitely throw it in the trash. Alright, coming up next, lighting the fireplace. Okay, I lied. The cleanup is not very well so far, so I took this over to the sink to try to wash it out. But of course, the turning the stove off has cooled off the pan. So I'm going to reheat up this pan and get it nice and hot. And I will use my mitten that I just dropped on the floor. I got these Touring Some Homes free. These are amazing, like, customer gifts or whatever. I love this thing. You just, the oven mitt, because we use it as a pot holder and an oven mitt, and I know it is pretty dirty. I'll throw it in the washer too. So anyways, once this gets really hot, I'm just going to take a paper towel and wipe off my metal pans. I will probably, personally, would not recommend this. It takes too much time, like I said. So, yeah, if you like to clean up messes, get after it. Just as I expected, took it out of the water, used my napkin, all the crayon just wiped right off. Okay, so I'm going to light the ball, the poop ball, shall I say. Sorry guys, I'm in a position. Okay guys, so I am going to light the poop ball, and let's see how well. I have my lighter up apparently way too high. It's a cheap one, sorry. Let's turn it up halfway then. Okay, let's light it up and see how well it ignites. Alright, so that's pretty much like the fire starters that you buy in the store. This, I can already tell, is going to do the job. It's slow burning, and it's going to drip wax onto the other wood and light that. So I'm not going to use but only 1 or 2 of these in the fire. And just set it in different spots. I have some wood down in there. And we'll put a couple, just one more somewhere else. But I'm going to make sure that the fire is right close and catching on to that. So, yay! It did work. Again, that's the final results. Let's light the cotton ball and see what that looks like. I wonder if a cotton ball... See, a cotton ball just would burn way too fast. By the time the cotton ball burned out, the wood would not be completely lit to start a good fire. But this cotton ball looks like it's burning a little bit better because, again, I do have some wax on it, just not all the way. So, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Would you guys do this at home? Is it worth it? It took maybe 20 minutes, I don't know, give or take, so... Okay guys, here's the finishing result. You can see that there's probably like wax just sizzling on the actual wood and maybe some dropped down there. But I would recommend using less wax, maybe not, you know, soaking it as much as I did, because I do smell a little bit of wax inside my house. So maybe less wax would help with that. So it doesn't bother me. Anytime you're burning a fire in your house anyways, you have smoke smell. So there's that sizzling on the firewood you can see from over excessive wax. Alright, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you thought this was pretty interesting. Whoa, Nelly. Look at that fire. That wax is like really draping all over that piece right there. Thing is on fire. Definitely gonna close this. And I like to use a stick because this wire gets my hands all dirty.